Hey, welcome back to The Explainer. So glad you're joining us today, because we're diving into a piece of text that is, well, it's surprisingly short, but man, it packs a massive psychological punch. Today, we're going to deconstruct this concept called reflective ownership and action analysis. Now, it's just a tiny fragment of advice, really, but it offers this incredibly effective blueprint for human behavior, personal agency, and honestly, just how we handle the everyday chaos of life. We're going to break this thing down piece by piece to uncover the exact framework it gives us for navigating those high-pressure situations. So, should you evaluate yourself when a situation isn't your fault? I'm going to pause for a second just to let that core paradox really sink in. Because right off the bat, it feels completely counterintuitive, doesn't it? Usually, when things go sideways, and it absolutely isn't our fault, our deepest knee-jerk instinct is to point the finger outward. We want to defend ourselves, lay the blame exactly where it belongs, and just wipe our hands clean of the whole mess. But the text we're unpacking today, it brilliantly challenges that exact instinct. It's asking us to look inward at the exact moment when literally every fiber of our being is screaming at us to look outward. Okay, let's dive into this. To really get it, we need to break down two core concepts. First up is reflective ownership. By definition, this is the act of taking full, total possession of your own self-evaluation process. But what does that actually mean, to truly own your internal reflection? Basically, it means the mirror you're holding up to yourself wasn't handed to you by somebody else. And it doesn't depend on whether the situation around you is fair or justified. Owning your reflection means you and only you are the architect of your self-assessment. You're taking total responsibility for your personal standard of behavior, completely ignoring all the external noise happening around you. And right alongside that internal ownership, we've got this mechanical mandate, action analysis. This is the objective breakdown and review of your own behaviors and choices. Think of it this way. If reflective ownership is the mindset, action analysis is the actual work. It's not just about, vague feelings or a general sense of self-awareness. No, it's about rolling up your sleeves and looking mechanically at exactly what you did. Did you raise your voice? Did you shut down? Did you fire off that angry email? It's the analytical side of the coin, demanding we dissect our specific actions with the cold, clear precision of an investigator. Which brings us to the first totally uncompromising command of our source text: evaluate your action. Notice the starkness of that phrase. I mean, there are zero qualifiers here. No ifs, ands, or buts. The text doesn't ask, hey, how are you feeling about what happened? It doesn't gently suggest, maybe consider your role here. Nope, it delivers this direct, almost aggressive imperative right out of the gate. Evaluate your action. It's a call to immediate, undeniable accountability, and it sets the stage for absolutely everything that follows. Now let's move along and see how this builds, because hidden within this brief little text is actually a very deliberate chronological progression. It's essentially a roadmap for navigating sudden turmoil. Step 1. Experience stress. That's the catalyst, right? The unavoidable reality of a difficult situation landing right on your doorstep. Step 2. Take time. This is your necessary buffer zone. And finally, Step 3. Evaluate action. It's a really fascinating sequence because it inserts this vital wedge, taking time, right between the initial stressor and the ultimate evaluation. The text is implicitly acknowledging that trying to do a rational, immediate analysis during the absolute peak of a stressful event is, frankly, almost impossible for the human brain. Let's look a bit closer at that crucial middle step, the mandate to take some time. Think about your own life for a second. Imagine a colleague entirely misses a major deadline, completely throwing your week into a massive last-minute fire drill. How incredibly difficult is it to actually hit pause when you are right in the middle of that chaos? I mean, when the adrenaline is pumping and the pressure is on, our biological reaction is to move faster, react instantly, fight back, or just flee. But the text gives us an explicit mandate to create space before reacting. It demands a deliberate slowdown. It completely recognizes that true objective evaluation requires a cool engine, not one that is constantly redlining. You just can't evaluate clearly while you're actively trying to survive the moment. But the text doesn't stop there. It adds this absolutely crucial condition, even if you're not responsible. And wow, this is where the emotional friction really happens. This acknowledges the very real, very palpable frustration of navigating a situation you absolutely did not cause. We all know this feeling, right? Just like in that example where your coworker drops the ball. It is deeply, fundamentally unfair. A system breaks down, an unexpected crisis hits, and you're the one left holding the bag dealing with the fallout. But the text doesn't shy away from this unfairness. It stares right at it. It's essentially saying, yes, We see that you are not responsible for the origin of this mess.
And then it continues right into acknowledging the harsh reality of the situation for the stress you experienced. Just look at the passive nature of that phrase for a second. Experienced stress. It perfectly captures the heavy weight of uncontrollable external pressures. You didn't generate the stress. It was enacted upon you. You experienced it, kind of like how you experience the weather. You don't control a sudden thunderstorm, but you absolutely experience the rain. I want to piece this carefully and just let that resonate for a moment. The source material totally validates that the pressure placed upon you was entirely out of your hands. You are the recipient here, not the creator.
And this brilliantly illustrates a really grand juxtaposition that this framework forces us to recognize. On one side, we have our actions. This is the domain of total control, deliberate choices, and our own behaviors. But on the other side, we have the stress we experienced, which we're not responsible for. This is the chaotic domain of the external world, the stuff we literally can't control, the sheer unfairness thrown our way. The entire philosophy of the text hinges on recognizing and completely separating these two domains. The source material insists that the chaotic, unfair side of reality absolutely does not give you a free pass to stop actively managing the structured, controllable side of your own behavior.
So, what does this all mean? The crucial point is revealed when we finally put all the pieces together. Take some time to evaluate your actions, even if you're not responsible for the stress you experienced. The puzzle is finally whole. The tension between fairness and accountability is fully resolved here. We can clearly see that self-evaluation isn't about accepting the blame for the stress. It's about maintaining sovereignty over your own behavior despite the stress. It's a powerful declaration of independence, really. You're flat out refusing to let external chaos dictate your internal standards. You evaluate your actions because your actions belong to you, no matter what kind of storm is raging outside.
Which leaves us with a final, pretty provocative question to ponder. How will you analyze your actions the next time unfair stress arrives? Because, let's be real, we all know it's not a matter of if it arrives, but when. The next time you find yourself entirely blameless for a deeply stressful situation, like that totally missed deadline by a coworker, are you going to use that lack of blame as a free pass to react poorly? Or will you take reflective ownership, take some time, and really evaluate your actions? I really hope this breakdown has given you a compelling new framework for maintaining your personal agency, even when the world throws absolute chaos your way. Take a mental snapshot of this question, let it guide you through your next stressful moment, and until next time, keep analyzing.